Dorit Kemsley and PK are in the middle of the ugliest divorce in Bravo history. Court filings, foreclosure battles, extortion accusations, $300,000 emergency payments, and public shots fired on both sides. So you'd think if there were ever a moment for Dorit to let a damaging rumor about PK just sit there and fester, this would be it. But she didn't. In her memoir, Unburdened, Dorit addressed one of the darkest conspiracy theories that's followed this family for years, the claim that PK orchestrated the 2021 armed home invasion where she was held at gunpoint. And she shut it down completely. She says PK did not have any involvement. She calls the rumors painful and surreal. And the fact that she's defending her estranged husband while they're at war in court tells you exactly how seriously she takes this. Let's talk about it. First, let's establish what actually happened, because this was a genuinely terrifying, verified crime, not a storyline. On the night of October 27, 2021, at around 10:50 p.m., 3 masked men broke into Dorit and PK's Encino home on Adlon Road. They shattered a glass door at the back of the house and made their way upstairs. Dorit was asleep in bed. Her children Jagger, then 7, and Phoenix, then 5, were asleep in their own rooms. The intruders entered her bedroom and confronted her. According to law enforcement sources, the men claimed to be armed, ordered Dorit out of bed, and demanded she lead them to the valuables. At least one of them threatened to kill her, and per reporting at the time, Dorit begged them, "Don't hurt my babies. Don't kill me. I'm a mother." She complied. She directed them to the jewelry, the handbags, the watches. They took roughly $1 million in property and fled in a black truck. This was not a rumor or a reality TV plot. The Lapt confirmed it. Their robbery homicide division, the unit that handles high-profile cases, took over the investigation. In November 2021, the Lapt publicly released surveillance video and still images of the suspects in hopes of catching them. And as Dorit revealed in 2022, the men were never caught. To this day, no one has been arrested for holding a mother at gunpoint in her own bedroom while her children slept down the hall, and the aftermath was brutal. Dorit developed severe PTSD, which became a major storyline on Rob. And then it got worse. About 14 months later, she was targeted again. She'd gone to the bank and withdrawn $10,000 for Christmas gifts, put her handbag in a shopping cart, and by the time she got to the register, it was gone. Police reviewed surveillance and discovered she'd been followed by 3 men. In her words, "That threw me right back into the throes of PTSD." So that's the reality. Now here's where the conspiracy theory comes in. In Unburdened, Dorit writes that some people questioned whether the home invasion even happened despite the security footage, despite the 911 call, despite an active Lapt investigation. And over time, that speculation mutated into something even uglier, the suggestion that PK himself orchestrated the robbery, presumably for insurance money, or for a storyline, or whatever theory people constructed in comment sections. And Dorit rejects it flatly. She writes that PK did not have any involvement in the home invasion, and that years later, the accusations are still difficult to comprehend. She describes the rumors as painful and surreal. Now think about the context here. Dorit filed for divorce in April 2025, requesting sole legal and physical custody. PK responded requesting joint custody. They've spent the last 2 years in an increasingly hostile legal battle over money, the house, and the kids. She's accused him of financial gamesmanship. He's accused her of spending nearly $1 million on designer goods while the mortgage went unpaid. This is not a friendly split, and she still defended him on this. That's the part that stands out. Because if you genuinely believed your ex had staged a robbery that traumatized you and endangered your children, a memoir would be the place to say it. She said the opposite. And when someone gains nothing by defending an adversary, and does it anyway, that's usually a signal they're telling the truth as they know it. I'll also say this plainly, because it matters, that conspiracy theory was always cruel. To be fair, I understand where the skepticism was born. Dorit's PTSD storyline played out on camera over multiple seasons, which made some viewers cynical, and PK didn't help during a joint therapy episode. He questioned elements of her trauma, saying, "There are elements that that I understand, there are also elements that I don't consider are PTSD, and asking, when does high maintenance blend with PTSD? That was a genuinely hurtful thing to say, and Dorit has said he wasn't there for her physically or emotionally in the aftermath, so PK deserves criticism for how he handled her trauma. But being a bad husband during someone's recovery is a completely different thing from orchestrating a violent crime, and conflating the two is how a nasty rumor got legs. Dorit told Pause Rewind that writing those chapters meant reliving it in full detail. She said, "I had to relive it, but I had to relive it with all of its details, because she wanted readers to come on the journey with her. That's not an easy choice for someone with PTSD. So whatever you think of Dorit, the spending, the foreclosure, the drama she was a genuine victim of a violent crime, the men who did it are still out there, and she just used her own book to defend the man she's currently fighting in court. That's worth acknowledging. Do you think this puts the rumors to bed? Pop off in the comments. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.